Hi, I'm Becca St. James, the creator of Edancer, and I'm continuing on with the audiobook of Edancer, and this is part 1, chapter 2. Dusty's gruesome end had brought back old pain Jasmine still had around losing Cassandra. I stumbled upon Jas as she was rather lost in a daydream, thinking about she and Cassandra and how things were when they were both present in the physical. And then she turned to thoughts of Cassandra's end. I'm the all-time authority on Cassandra and Jasmine because, by the way, I'm Cassandra. And I pretty much come and go as I please here. It's good to be dead. I love it. We really prefer that you refer to us as croaked since there is no death. It's great. I'm up in everybody's business, and nobody knows about it except Jasmine. She's the only one who can see me. I was kind of that way when I was alive. I mean, up in everybody's business. Back then, everybody was all up in my grill about it. Yeah, I'm definitely in my element here in non-physical. If it's not the most inopportune or inconvenient time, it just isn't enough as much fun to pop in. Just call me your friendly, neighborhood, shit-disturbing, potty-mouth angel. I'm Jasmine's guardian angel, whether she likes it or not. Of course, I do mean well most of the time, but now a girl's just gotta have fun, doesn't she? Now that's my era, the 80s, when Cyndi Lauper made everybody understand that girls just want to have fun. I died in 97, and it was a little scary and painful. I was saddest for my friends who were all left with the grief. Jasmine and I were best friends, starting back in 84 when we were in our 20s before the cancer thing came and spoiled everything in 95. Well, it didn't spoil everything. I guess because of our love was so strong that a new and somehow even more eventful and let's just say colorful relationship has come about. In the 80s and early 90s, we had a fabulous time terrorizing the gay community. I was gay and Jasmine was bi, if you want to call it that. Yeah, it's controversial. I'm the ex-gay stripper who's now an angel. I believe she was gay, aside from a relationship with a rather sociopathic ex of hers named Leonard. Oh, and then there was PJ, on the other hand, on the other corner with multiple personalities. She sure does pick 'em. Leonard was a real creep job. Evidently, Leonard had been raised by a black man who had Korean writing scrawled onto his back from when he was in a concentration camp in the Korean War. Jasmine unfortunately met Henry once, and shortly after that, I believe his name became Super Creep Job. So Creep Job number 1 paved the way for Creep Job number 2 to be one of the few men who ever stole Jasmine's heart. Jas frequently goes out with men, but I think she just uses them for sex mostly, because she knows they can't possibly break her heart. But PJ also was an exception to the rule. However, it was the women who really took her down like an AK-47, and it was then and only then that it was evident that she actually bled red blood like the rest of us. If you don't mind, I do think I'm the most qualified to tell the story because I know everything that's going on with everyone, and I can be in more than one place at once. I use this device. It's called a splitometer. It kind of looks like an iPhone. I just enter how many of me I want, and voila. I prefer getting help from another angel, but it's a big help in a pinch. Sometimes it's a long wait for a backup angel. This is not an easy job either, and it's a big responsibility. For now, we'll get back to Jasmine sulking on the back porch. Watch how she jumps. Stop dwelling on the past. Shit, you scared the crap out of me. Did you forget how to knock? Excuse me, but I think my hand might fly right through the door. Besides, I live here, remember? How could I not know? You've never let me forget it. I wish you'd cut it out, though, especially when company is over. I think all of my friends have considered, well, you're a candidate for the loony bin, nut house, freak hut, kook castle. Kook castle, now that's a good one. Yeah, all that. And by the way, I know you do it on purpose to fuck with me. How can you say that, Jasmine? You're my best friend. Boy, are you grouchy today, but that's understandable considering. How are you doing? Dusty sure did rock the house this time. I mean, what an exit. What? Have you seen her? Does she have any idea what she's done to CJ? In the state she's in, she might spend the rest of her life staring at the walls in the county psych unit. It's all over the news. She killed her mom and dad, went to the dad's house, killed him. 10 minutes later, she had killed the mom. 15 minutes after that, she was in front of Market Street in her car with a can of gasoline. The car caught on fire and exploded. 2 innocent bystanders were injured from the explosion, and they are in the hospital. Flying pieces of metal from her car, which was made of steel, by the way, hit them. They're not sure if they're going to make it. It was an old Mustang. The police, with all their devices, I don't get it. I'd make a better detective than half of them. I know you will. You sound like you think I'm going to sign up and be one. Now, I know you are crazy if you think that. No, I just mean, if you wanted to, you could be anything you wanted to be. You know, if you ever wanted to be in that line of work, but of course, you would have to be wanting to do it. Oh, never mind. Dusty knows that she went out over the top. She was out of her mind, obviously, and she's devastated over hurting CJ and the 2 people who are in the hospital. She's at their bedside praying over them right now. I pulled her out. The father said it was okay because of the abuse. Sometimes they won't let us pull someone out of a suicide no matter what the circumstances are. When someone commits suicide, they go to this very dark place where they hallucinate because they are in purgatory, which is in between heaven and hell, and the devil tempts them to do and say things that would banish them from heaven. I knew I had to get in there quick or it might be too late. It was a piece of cake. She's fine. Jasmine, she's free now with a little help from me, and she was in an unbearable prison in that body when she was alive. Now CJ is on the same plane with her, if you know what I mean. The only difference is blood still pulses through her veins. What do you mean they're on the same plane? Are you saying they can communicate? That's exactly what I'm saying. Unfortunately, CJ is not like you. I mean, able to communicate with the spirit world and not appear to be what everyone else sees as insane. That's questionable. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, even though all the things I've told them that you told me have come true. When it comes right down to it, they immediately chalk it up to luck. What's going on with you, Jasmine? You'd think I never come over and visit the way you go on. Your head is out to kill you. What are you talking about? I know when you're dwelling on my death. You don't know shit. I looked down at my hands, deep in thought, as if I was pondering possibly getting a manicure. I've given up the idea of going into a new body because, well, I know you need me. No matter what you say, I know our relationship now comforts you. I told you we'd always be together. Jasmine looked down with a slightly sad look on her face. Of course it does, but I'm in shock over other things right now, and for the record, this is far from a normal relationship. Cass, I worry about you not going into another body all of the time. Don't you have a window of time in which you need to do that or something? I'm an angel now. It's different than those first few years. Do you have any idea how hard it was to earn my first set of wings? And so what? What's normal anyway? You hate normal, Jasmine, or you wouldn't have been a stripper all these years. I can't go on about this shit right now. I need to get to the memorial. It's in an hour, you know. Now just tell me, how else can you make $1,000 a day or more tax-free and sleep till noon? I'm definitely feeling you on that one. You know what I'd be doing if I were still here. For your information, there is no time over here, and I can do whatever I want whenever I want. Well, have you talked to the big guy about it? What does he say you should do? Well, the big guy is a she most of the time, and she told me that I could do whatever I want.